What up, what up, what up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one. This one is Ready to Love, episode 5. All right, I'm not gonna hold you. Let's go in.
Previously on Ready to Love. Hey. Welcome to my Dallas Hoedown.
It's officially a hoedown.
Would you go skinny dipping with me?
Y'all look close.
Quentin and Herbert, I can't ever say who's number one.
Ain't no more space.
I have an ass worship fetish.
Okay.
There's a art called forced orgasms.
I got the best name in the city. Everybody knows my name. Everybody knows my face.
That's giving me narcissistic vibes, sir. Marvin, Red, unfortunately, one of you all will be leaving tonight.
No, it took me some time to get to the place that you wanted me to be. Oh, but now I'm ready to love.
Marvin, it's actually your stories that cause some ladies to have pause to decide if you're really ready for love or if you're just really trying to position yourself for whoever you may be talking to at that time.
The moment that you think you're safe is when you're gone. So I'm thinking to myself, man, this could be the end for me.
Red, sometimes people wonder, who are you really? Outside of your job, outside of your stuff, and outside of your connections, who are you at your core?
Lord, please don't let this be me.
I gotta say, Jessica really looked good up there. She just looked good. I'll leave it at that. Let's go back.
Red, you are not ready to love.
For sure.
Unfortunately, your journey ends here. We appreciate you, brother.
I personally believe I came to this process being my genuine self. I'm me. And so it's not me that's not ready to love. It's them that's not ready to love me.
Woo! Ladies, your reign has officially come to an end now.
So they send Red home, okay, and I can understand the lady sending Red home. They probably was less attracted to Red, and he came off a little insecure. He probably really just wasn't making any connections. I don't think Marvin had many connections himself, but he at least got Unique to try to save him a little bit. And the ladies seem like he is a bit of a niche type of guy, but he has a short leash. Let's just put it that way. He can be gone at any minute. I just think that Red it was funny because episode 2, it seemed like Red was the one with the most connections. Most of the women were connecting with Red episode 2. It's funny how things change from week to week, man. That's what I'm noticing. Things that you've seen the week prior, it could be a complete 180 the next week. And I know, not just for me, but for other people, it's hard for us to understand how things can change so fast. It's happening faster for them than it is for us. So it's like, how can things change that fast? Like, how could Red be Janelle's and somebody else's connection on week 2, and then we at week 5, and this guy is gone? He was really gone at by episode 4. They just did the cliffhanger thing. So you're talking about, in a matter of, it couldn't have been no more than a week or 2, and he was the top guy episode 2, and by this episode he's gone. It's just amazing to me how things can really change in RTL. Some things just don't seem to make sense. Connections don't seem to make sense. Like Quentin and Janelle. How is that a thing all of a sudden? You can only really kind of put it on phone conversations, which we don't see. That's the only thing I could say is it must be some bomb conversations going on over the phone that are helping to solidify these connections. They can either make or break a connection. And it seemed like Red was just maybe fresh in. The women were feeling him, but probably once they started getting on the phone with him and talking to him, they started falling out of favor with him. That's the only thing I could really think of that really makes sense. But it's just amazing how you could be the top guy week 2 and you could be saying your goodbyes in week 4 or episode 4, which is probably less than a week. We talking about a couple days for them. It's just funny to me. Let's go back in.
Fellas, you now have the power to eliminate.
Not tonight, though.
Not tonight.
I can't take no more stress.
So here's what I want y'all to do, though. This week, I want you to focus on your non-negotiables. Okay? And determine what you truly want in a relationship. Once you got that in mind, set up some dates with these beautiful ladies and see if you all are on the same page. Fellas, I will see y'all at the lounge next week. We will chop it up because we got business to do, all right?
Yes, sir.
I am relieved that I made it through another elimination, but being in the bottom made me really think about how genuine the connections that I've already established are, because if my connections with the ladies were mutually genuine, then I wouldn't have been in the bottom.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all soon.
Bye.
We gonna stand on the tables with this one.
Today, I selfishly set up a double date with 2 ladies I'm interested in. Janelle, who I've been having a strong connection with, and Katarina, the new interest. I invited Q along for the ride, who also has a little thing for Janelle, so time to start.
It's funny that he invited, Quentin along for the ride with his top connection. Sort of a questionable move. Why would you invite the top competition? But it's also a way to force her hand too. It's also a way to force Janelle's hand. Who you feeling? So we don't have to play games. Let me go ahead and invite Quentin. But this speaks to how important the conversations are, because Janelle is not the most beautiful. She probably not even the most intelligent, although I'm not saying she's not. She probably is the most intelligent. But it speaks to how strong conversations is. Even conversations and connections can take over beauty. Because you got 2 of the top guys fighting for the biggest woman. How is this possible? Psychology, connections, chemistry. Okay. It can make or break a relationship. Let's go in.
Being more intentional. Yeah, man, it's definitely I feel like it's getting to that time where it's like...
You really got to start putting more effort into your strong connection instead of like, all right, I'm going to just get time and...
How are you?
I'm good. Hello.
Good to see you.
Come on, Gene.
I'm always excited to see Janelle. Come here, girl.
Good to see you.
All right, not too tight. Not too tight.
Being on this date with Herbert, knowing that he has interest in Janelle as well.
Watch your hands, watch your hands.
Absolutely, we're competing against each other, but I've been waiting for this for a long time, so I'm definitely gonna win today.
How you been juggling all your situationship?
You've been busy too.
Have I?
Yeah, because I can't get a text back.
Ooh.
That's not true. That's not true. I like the way you showed up all glistening and bronze and whatnot.
Trying to change the subject. That's cute for you. It's a double date.
Well, hello.
Hey, how are you? Good. How are you?
Quentin and Herbert, these are two guys I really connected with at the hoedown.
Hey, Janelle, how are you? Let me go hug you too.
I would prefer to have one-on-ones with them and not have to...
She rolling her eyes hard when I paused her hair, but let me get her out of this. Oh man, I still didn't get her
Have
out.
a date with another girl.
Cat is fine, man. Cat is fine. She's bad. She's bad. She is the most attractive chick on the show. But I could tell that Janelle is a little, and I don't know if y'all know that these two recently, even though they sitting on this date together right now online they beefing with each other. They calling each other out. Janelle is just dropping all of the tea, and it's a big old mess. It's a big old mess. I said in some of my previous videos that I think Janelle is a bit of she's showing a representative, and I think I was proven right by that. One thing she said is, oh yeah, but I couldn't get no text back from you. She said that to Herbert. That is the real Janelle right there. And that's some of the stuff you're gonna have to deal with when you get into a real relationship with her, is that whole some could say it's insecurity. You know, I didn't get no text back from you, or I didn't do this or that. Now you could say she's just keeping it real. She's just keeping it 100, and I can understand that. But I just think the woman just showing her representative. But I think the real Janelle is going to be forced to come out, and it's going to start coming out here. But putting her up against Kat, I don't think it's much competition. I'm not saying that Janelle is not attractive. Janelle is attractive. She's attractive, and she's a good woman. You know what I mean? It's just, if I gotta choose, if I'm walking down the aisle, I know better than to choose her for a number of reasons. But anyway, let's go back in.
Girl who's also trying to connect with the two guys, but I'm not really concerned. It's just a little challenging because she's had a head start.
So how you guys' week going?
I'm having a good week. Work's been good. Life's been good. Working out.
I can see.
Yeah. Do you?
I mean, I got eyes.
That's what you see?
I got
That's what you see. Okay. Let the man see what he see. Okay.
That is the real Janelle. Do you see that jealousy, that insecurity? It's on a low level right now. It's on a low level right now, but it can get worse. Trust and believe it can get worse. And it will get worse once y'all become a couple. It will get a whole lot worse. That he ain't gonna have no he ain't gonna be allowed to have no eyes after that. Once they say, okay, we together, she's going to be a very jealous, insecure woman with abandonment issues. And again, I like Janelle, but I kind of see through the facade. Let's just put it that way.
We were talking about non-negotiables this week.
Oh, boy.
So my non-negotiables, my biggest one is really I want children. If a woman doesn't want or not willing to have kids, it's pretty much a non-starter for me.
Okay. When Herbert told me that his non-negotiable is wanting children, it was a weird feeling for me because I'm in the middle where if I have children, that's cool. And if I don't, even cooler. I just know that if I were to pursue him, I would have to be sure in my decision to have children.
For me, it comes with having emotional intelligence, somebody who is disciplined in their own life.
Yeah, my non-negotiables are
I want someone who's ambitious, who has drive. Like, I'm an ambitious person, so I don't want someone who's complacent, because I'm gonna frustrate you. Like, I want you to lead me. I want you to guide me, but you gotta be able to do that.
Janelle, I agree 100% with her. One of my non-negotiables is I don't want somebody who's content. So being ambitious and not being content kind of goes hand in hand. And we've kind of been on alignment with a lot of things. So definitely looking forward to spending some one-on-one time with her.
It just seemed to me like Quentin is just wrapped around Janelle's finger, man. Oh, I totally agree with Janelle, whatever she say. We have the same things. I'm not into anybody being content either. Like, I don't know what kind of sugar she put in this dude's ear, but she got this dude wrapped around her finger. I don't understand. I really don't. It's almost as if Janelle can do no wrong with Quentin. To Quentin, it's just, I don't know.
You all right with that chicken, man?
This is what it's time to fight. I'm gonna win though.
You gonna fight back?
Hands today.
So appreciate you guys joining me today. Figure we can do a little pickleball.
Okay.
Something different.
Yeah. You ready to hit some things? Yeah, y'all ready to go play?
All right, let's go.
You guys wanna do teams?
Come here, girl.
Let's knock them out.
Let's do this.
I want Janelle as a partner because I just want her to be close as possible to me. She's gorgeous. Plus, as gorgeous as her face is, I would love to see her hit a ball in front of me.
That ain't it.
That ain't it. Out. Game point. Give me the ball.
Good game.
Whatever. Let me talk to you over here,
Are you
Serena
finished or are
Williams.
you done?
I ain't neither.
Come
To
here,
be
girl.
continued. That was fun. Well, I ain't necessarily like your partner pick, but that's cool.
My partner picked me.
Okay.
It's a gentleman's game, right?
It is a gentleman's game.
May the best man win.
That was a good game, but you have to beat me like that.
No, man. I'm just competitive.
How you feeling about where we are in the process?
I think the question that's in my mind is like, if I can't get a call or text back, then is it a situation where you're just not that into me?
No. For me, I don't typically entertain multiple women at a time. Let's relax your face. Also, I think by nature, I'm just a more nonchalant character that moves, I guess, at a slower pace or whatever.
Yeah, but the reality.
I actually like that about Herbert. He was like, relax your face. You ain't got to go in hard for me. This is, I ain't used to entertaining all these women at once. So, it's a lot. It's a lot. And he probably received a lot of messages from a lot of women. He can't, and I don't like the fact that Janelle just jumped to conclusions. Oh, does that mean you're just not interested in me? Now, okay, so I know women have this whole ideology that a man gonna put time into something he care about. He gonna do this, he gonna do that. And that's true to a certain extent. A man gotta hustle on. He gotta grind. He gotta, just because I don't respond right away don't mean I'm not interested in you. Relax. And Janelle is the type to take it personal. Oh, he didn't get back to me right away. He must not be interested in me. I just don't like when women jump to conclusions. Don't do that, ladies. Obviously, the guy is feeling Janelle. He's interested in her. Why would he ask her on this date? And then she gonna attack him about these messages, and you didn't respond expeditiously, so you must not be interested. I just don't like when people, let alone women, jump to conclusions. I don't like that with Kira. I don't like that with Janelle. Whoever does that, I don't like that with Unique. All these ladies seem to be jumping to conclusions. Stop. That don't mean he's not interested. That's a form of insecurity, if you ask me. Anyway, let's go back in.
Is, you know, people are applying pressure and they want to talk, they want to spend time. I would prefer to be talking to you because my connection is with you. Yeah. That would be my preference, but that's not always available to me.
Yeah. All right. I can work to do better.
I don't ever want her to feel like I am neglecting her. So it's definitely a challenge for me to make sure she feels and knows that she's a priority for me. So I definitely gotta step my game up.
Are you a very competitive person?
I am, but I'm a little more goofy with when I play stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, let's break them up.
Oh, because you want to go spend some time with somebody else with you. Number two, go ahead and talk to your number two. Let him know his day is numbered. Okay?
I definitely think my connection with Janelle has strengthened.
Big talk for somebody who don't go.
And I like what I'm hearing and seeing with Katerina. So I'm definitely taking note of that and seeing how this unfolds.
Scoop you up.
Oh my gosh.
If I'm being honest, I think that Janelle and Herbert probably makes a better couple. I think that it's worth pursuing. I just think that, yeah, I'll leave it at that. I think they do make a better couple overall, but Janelle is going to have to get over her insecurities in order to keep a guy like Herbert, because I don't think Herbert is the type to put up with the jealousy and stuff for very long. Anyway, let's go in.
Whatever.
Is it enough if I play nice? Don't call my bluff.
So I'm finally getting an opportunity to have a one-on-one date with Aries at my house, and I'm extremely nervous.
Chris and I have always had really good energy, so in my mind, I'm like, I really need to learn more about this guy so that I can determine, is he someone that I could see myself with? Hello. And, we need to dig deep on this date.
Hey, you look amazing.
Thank
wow.
you. Thank you.
Come on, man. So, got a little bit of surprise.
Uh-oh.
I have us a chef. For our date, I decided to hire a chef to prepare an amazing meal for us. I also wanted her to try some of my traditional cuisines as well.
Everything is ready, so make your way to the dining area.
All right. He kind of went all out here, and I love that outfit that he had on. And seeing a chef in the kitchen, I was overly impressed. You know when you dance, when you eat.
I know, right? Wiggling a chair.
Oh my goodness, this is delicious.
Mm-hmm. Do you typically eat out or cook at home? Is it a mixture?
I don't cook as much because I've been kind of busy, and the boys are getting older, so it's like...
How old are the boys now?
So they're 11 and 13.
Okay. My daughter actually decided to be vegan.
Really?
She's 11, yeah. She was like, but they're so cute, the pigs and everything. So Tommy wanted us to talk about non-negotiables. What are some things that are non-negotiables for you?
The family aspect, obviously. I need someone who is a good example of a father.
And speaking of that, like one of my major non-negotiables when I deal with a woman that does have child is the relationship with the father.
Yes.
Because if it's horrible, I can't deal with drama when it comes to that.
Like for me and my boy's dad, he didn't want the divorce, I did. So I did need to make adjustments in how I communicate, but I wanted to be peaceful, so I'm with you. I don't do the drama, I can't do it at all.
Now that Aries and I know each other's non-negotiables, as far as with our children, co-parenting, all of those things we both align with. And that's important because I'm also in a co-parenting situation. So it just makes me closer and closer to her. Man, you coming here was a really big deal to me because I am a closed person. Like I don't really let a lot of people in my space. And I was like, okay, this is somebody that I'm strongly connected with and I need to dive a lot deeper. And of course, both my parents are deceased. The day before I was born, my father passed, and then my mother, her birthday was coming up. So she's very, very important to me. And how you are with your sons, that kind of hit home for me. So I was like, that's the same type of love. That's the same.
It's okay.
So that's the same type of love that my mother gave us. So when I saw you, I was like, it triggered something in me, and I'm happy because I'm like, if this woman can give her kids the amount of love that my mother gave us, like, this is a special woman.
Seeing Chris get emotional was tough, but especially with me losing my own dad, I related to that, and I was really happy that he decided to share that with me.
I also had a friend of mine do a portrait, so I do want you to see my mother.
Yes, I want to see, please.
Grab that. So, yeah.
That is so beautiful.
That I was like, okay, well, at least you can meet my mother that way,
Yeah.
you know, see what she looks like.
I love it. You know, you can be on cloud 9 and not talk about the important things. So I really value that because I've been there.
Yes. I love the fact that Aries is allowing me to be vulnerable. That's one of the reasons why I am attracted to her, because she does have that nurturing spirit. This was a great date.
I do appreciate you doing all this stuff for our little, date.
And I feel that we have a much deeper connection.
Yo, I said in another recording that I don't necessarily think it's a good idea for men to cry in front of other women or get that emotional, especially if the woman doesn't love you. I'm standing on that. And even the women who love you have a limit on how much they can see a man cry. Okay? Now, some might say, oh, well, that's not true. I love a man who can cry and show his sensitive side. Yeah, that's only for a limited time. I don't think that women, general women, the majority wants to see their man cry. They automatically, and it's just a default mentality. They automatically think weakness. They just think weakness, and it's one of those stereotypes that is for men. This is why they say, tell boys, don't cry, don't show no weakness, this, that, and the third, because it's just not attractive to women. I don't necessarily believe that for whatever reason Aries is into Chris. I'm not even sure why she's not into Chris. I don't know if she looks at him more as a friend. Like, she came on the date and everything, but she didn't seem very enthusiastic about being there. She didn't seem very enthusiastic about really getting to know him. He seen the value in her. He said, look, this is a woman who has a great relationship with her boys, and she has his mother's energy. When he showed the portrait, I could see how he could connect his mama with Aries. About the same size, same probably disposition. So Chris is looking at her through, I guess you could say, his mama eyes. But Aries ain't connecting with Chris. At least that's what it don't look like that to me. Now, Aries is the type who will show men attention who show her attention. She's that type to say, look, I'm not choosing none of y'all. Y'all gonna have to come to me in order for me to even have my interest piqued or sparked. And a lot of guys are not, except for Phil. Phil kind of came at her like, look, this, that, and the third. Chris is trying to come at her that way. I think she connect more with Phil. But I just noticed that she even though this looked like a good date, she don't seem to be into Chris like that. Maybe she don't look at Chris as like a grown man or something. I don't know. And him crying or getting emotional didn't help his cause with her. Aries is the type that needs a strong alpha male, type of guy. Because if she don't have that, I have a feeling she gonna run over the guy that she deems emotionally weaker than her. I really do. And Chris is not going to fit that mold. She seems like the type that love alpha men to me. So, and she probably don't view Chris as an alpha guy. Maybe a beta, maybe a sigma, but not an alpha, Anyway, let's go in.
Now, and I'm wondering how deep can it go?
Hello. Hi. This must be her.
Yeah.
It's me. Yeah.
I set up an amazing date with Unique. We're going horseback riding. Unique is a very dynamic woman, and I know how our energy is, I know how our connection is, but in this process, I'm learning that you never really know. You ready?
All caught up to you now.
All right, let's go. Having the power again this week, we're definitely going to be intentional on talking to our connections and letting them know what our non-negotiables are and seeing if they can fit or not.
Uh-oh, we tried. That's what I'm talking about.
Marvin, I see you keep trying to take the lead. Is that a habit?
Yeah.
Marvin is definitely one of my top connections.
Ooh la la.
Have a nice little picnic by the water.
That's so pretty.
So to have something as simple and elegant as a picnic, I don't think I could ask for more.
So what gave you the idea to do that?
Well, I know you like, horses you ride, and that's something I've been wanting to do since I've been in Texas. I'm like, perfect opportunity,
Marvin, I'm so glad we did this. I'm so glad you know. I can't believe I did that. It was nice though.
Everything just felt right. So to have a kiss just really put the icing on the cake.
Okay.
Yeah. She got her some little smack. So did Marvin. I gotta say it, I wouldn't mind kissing Unique. She got the lips. For it. I wonder how good it was for Marvin. Could this be her trying to solidify her spot since she know the men got the power this week? Who knows? Because she wasn't this forthcoming and open until now. I found it interesting that she hid the kiss, blocked it with her hand. I don't know, but it was what it was. Who knows? Maybe she didn't really go all the way in on it since she obviously want to hide it. But is it strategy or is it sincerity? Y'all put it in the comments. Was her kiss more strategic because she know the men got the power, or do you think it was something she been wanting to do with Marvin for a long time? She has been riding with Marvin. Now keep that in mind for pretty much ever since they met. But at the same time, I haven't seen her show as much intention. But look, if you're going to show it, this is the week to do it, right? If you're going to show your intentions, it's the week the men have the power, and you probably know you're low on the totem pole. It could be a little bit of both. Who knows? But I don't want you to use both. Put one or the other. Is it strategy or is it you know, her real intentions. I'd be interested to know. Let's go back in.
I feel like I'm in like the romance novel cover position.
You look like it. But yeah, what's Marvin's non-negotiable?
My non-negotiables.
Oh, you finna come with it.
I definitely want more children. That's super important to me on multiple levels.
You want how many more again?
Minimum 2.
See, it's the minimum that always gets me.
Say, for instance, if we were to get together, I got a daughter, you got 2. If we lucked up and that first one was a boy, I'm good. But I definitely have to have a son.
It's giving me, you gonna move mountains to make sure you make that happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes it's just not possible.
Unique is definitely a great person. We definitely have a great connection, and it feels genuine. But moving forward, I have to stay true to myself and true to what I want for my future.
Nah, I can't not have a son. Yeah, so.
My life goal is to start my own family, and if a woman doesn't have children, they're gonna be my preference.
That almost tells me that she said it's not possible. That I wonder if she got her tubes tied. You know, it's a possibility. She probably have 2 kids. Probably was like, I'm done, tied them up. Why is it not possible? Unless you have your tubes tied, right? And if he's a guy who, it's a lot of guys on this show who is fighting hard for kids, you know. So, but maybe that's an interesting turn for their relationship, because that is a non-negotiable for Marvin. So that may be a disqualifier for Unique with him. Let's go in.
Free through these streets, chasing my destiny.
This week, Tommy wants us to dig deeper and have our non-negotiable conversations with the ladies and make sure that it's not just only surface things, but it's also rooted in something that will be able to last. How you doing, Marie?
Chad, nice to meet you.
Chad, nice to meet you. I'm gonna wait for a few others I got coming with me. I'm excited about today's group date. I invited Jessica, Kira, and Sierra. How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing all right, yourself? I also invited Chris and Herb.
Hello.
I hope we can let loose a little bit. In a relationship, I want to be with somebody that, you know, I can definitely have a great time with as well.
So what are we doing here, love?
This is a
Let me just say this real quick. Where the hell is Christopher? Why am I seeing the same guys, you know, and the same dates? Like, I know that they have a lot of, you know, dates that they don't air, and I'm wondering if that's the case. But I'm not seeing Christopher. It's almost like nobody wants to invite this guy on the date. Not the men, not the women. And he's the new guy. I see Katarina out getting to know a lot of these guys. Again, it could be due to editing. I'm just a little curious of that. Where the hell is Christopher? Where is his single dates? Where is his double dates? Where is it, like, I don't know what's going on with that. It could be in the editing, y'all. I could be just tripping, but I just noticed that. I see everybody but Christopher. Pretty much. Almost. Anyway, let's go in.
improv class we will be doing. Tommy spoke with us, and he definitely wants us to start asking some questions to you all about our non-negotiables. So I think this is the best environment to do that in.
What do you mean?
My Lord.
Oh, you're gonna see.
Okay.
Let's get 2 volunteers to start us out. Sure. Let me help you down like you come down some stairs or something. This one.
We can be creative with expressing our non-negotiables to one another and figure out if this is gonna be a connection or if it's not gonna be a connection.
Right. Figure out if it's going to be a connection or not a connection. And I actually like the improv idea because you do get to improv some different type of scenarios and see how yours potential spouse will respond. But let me say this again about Chris. I noticed, and I don't know if y'all watched this, but you will see very little of Christopher and Lee in this episode. Maybe they went on a date and it was a dud and they had to throw the whole date out, which is a high possibility because they just don't show up in this episode at all. And probably, or it was so much storyline they didn't want to put it in this episode because they couldn't tell the rest of the story. But just a fair warning, you're not going to see a whole lot of Christopher. You're not going to see a whole lot of Lee in this episode. Anyway, let's go back in with the improv.
You guys have just left the scene of a car accident. Everything's been taken care of, but now you're just driving away from the scenario. Talk through it.
What could we have done differently to where this wouldn't have happened?
I think if you had listened when I said turn left the first time, I think it would have definitely helped us.
You know what it was? I think you had the music up too loud because it wasn't my fault.
Oh.
Do you agree with that, or you think it was my
Immediately, no.
No. Okay.
Immediately, she kind of attacked me. You should have did this, should have did that. I wasn't sure if we were still improv or not, but I wanted to make sure that we can find a common ground whenever something like this happens.
So my non-negotiable was basically finding a resolution. You know, if the woman can't find a resolution, then it's going to be hard for us to even move forward.
I think because our car is now total, and I'm carless since we're in my car, I just want to know, what is your plan for taking care of me? Because one of my big non-negotiables is, I know that couples are great when things are going good, but what does it look like for us if I were to become ill?
You are my priority, and I do own my own business.
Okay.
So you're my business until you get better.
Okay. All right.
Now, you guys have just visited your family at the hospital, and now you guys have just left, and now you're having a conversation about what you saw there.
My God, your mama was on me like white on rice. I didn't know whether to cry, hold her hand.
That's right, but you held up. We passed the maternity.
We did,
wing. How
and you
about
seen
that?
you. I
like
felt
that?
like you pulled my arm a little bit when I was looking at the incubators.
We seeing what was in there, seeing how people making out, little babies
you know,
and
and I wanted to go in there and take one.
Oh, you wanted one of them. And you know what? I like where your head was at.
I know, but you was feeling like it was too soon to be thinking about something like that, and that really made me mad.
You was trying to get it right there.
Oh man, I was trying to get right there. I wanted to go to the restroom.
Hey, look, my boys march, but they don't move that fast.
One of my non-negotiables is me wanting to have kids. So for Herbert to lead with that, I felt like I just met my match just then.
Me bringing somebody in this world that looks just like me.
Your non-negotiable is just period
having
having a
kids.
child.
Like, of course, I want to be married.
Right.
Whenever I do, but like, that's important to me.
You mentioned marriage. That's important to me before having kids, but also building that foundation to bring kids into the world and raise them properly.
What is the money? I got it.
Oh, I got a little bit too. But it's more than the money. It's making sure we're emotionally, mentally sound and on one page to bear children and raise children. So I think that's a little
foundation.
time. Yeah. Sierra was a little bit more transparent and showed some more of herself. My non-negotiable was having children, and apparently she was right on board with that. So I thought that was very interesting to see her in a different light.
All right, so let's get started.
Probably the best personality on the show is Sierra. Love this chick's personality. I can't front. I like her personality more than all the other women. Because she can be, you know, she's just easy to get along with. And she knows how to express things. Now, the only thing I don't like is that she's leading with children. She said, of course I want to be married. Let me tell you, marriage is not a priority to Sierra. Okay, these kids is her priority. It sounds good to say, of course I want to be married. It sounds good. So you don't think that she's, you know, just looking for a donor, which she is. But I'm not buying that. Of course I want to be married. I'm not. Hold on. Let me. I promise y'all, we're gonna get through this. I just want to show how she said that, because she not serious about that at all.
Where your head was at.
I know, but you was feeling like it was too soon to be thinking about something like that. And that really made me mad.
You was trying to get it right there.
Oh, man.
Now watch
right
closely.
there. I want to go to the restroom.
Hey, look, my boys march, but they don't move that fast.
One of my non-negotiables is me wanting to have kids. So for Herbert to lead with that, I felt like I just met my match just then.
Me bringing somebody in this world that looks just like me.
Your non-negotiable is just period
having
having a
kids.
child.
Like, of course I want to be married.
Right.
See there? Me bringing someone in this world who look just like me, like, of course I want to be married. That's a sidebar. That's not a priority of hers. And you can tell in her body language that that's secondary. That's a means to the end. The end is to have the kids. And some might say, well, what's wrong with that? Me personally, I don't want a woman who wants kids over me. Okay? That means the effort is going to be staying together. And the goal is to get the kids, but staying together is going to cause for lots of effort. And most people choose the path of least resistance. That tells me she's not going to stick around. She's not going to stick. And she said, what? Is it about money? I got money. She can afford the kids by herself. The goal is to get the damn kids. I don't know why she don't just go to a sperm bank, but maybe because a lot of black men are not in those places. So, maybe that was a dead end for her if she wants a black kid. So this is the next best thing. And I'm going to tell you, that's the only thing I don't like about Sierra. She looks halfway decent. She looks okay. Her personality, in my opinion, is probably the best on the show. Not probably, it is. It is. I like her personality the best. I just don't trust that she is going to be in it for a long term. I think we can get along as co-parents. I think if we had kids, we can get along as co-parents, and I won't have no problem with Sierra. She probably won't be one of those baby mamas who is ratchet, who is hard to get along with. She probably be very cooperative. If you got to choose a baby mama, it look like she'll be a perfect baby mama. But I would have no expectations on marrying her because that shit ain't gonna last. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Anyway, let's go in.
Whenever I do, but that's important to me.
You mentioned marriage, that's important to me before having kids, but also building that foundation to bring kids into the world and raise them properly.
What is the money? I got it.
See there?
Oh, I got a little bit too. But it's more than the money. It's making sure we're emotionally, mentally sound and on one page to bear children and raise children. So I think that's a little time.
foundation.
Yeah. Serious.
And that is key. I'm glad Herbert said that because he sensed it too. He sensed that she was putting so much importance on these kids that she ain't thinking about the foundation. And she not. I'm so glad he mentioned that. Because I've been thinking that about Sierra. And I'm glad, and this is why I rock with Herbert, because the guy has a very high emotional intelligence and a high social intelligence. He knows how to read people pretty well and knows how to dissect different types of situations, a scenario, and diffuse them and kind of nip them in the bud. The guy is pretty sharp. I got to give it up to Herbert on that. But he sensed what I sensed, and he said, look, we got to build this foundation before we start thinking about kids. I want kids just as bad as you, but this ain't gonna work if we don't have the foundation. And he sensed the same thing I did. So shout out to Herbert. Let's go.
It was a little bit more transparent to show some more of herself. My non-negotiable was having children, and apparently she was right on board with that. So I thought that was very interesting to see her in a different light.
All right, so let's get started.
Let's say they're at lunch on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh my gosh, did you watch church this morning?
Yes, Bedside Baptist.
Okay,
This morning, yes, Reverend Pillow was talking to me.
Okay, so of course, you know, like one of my non-negotiables are like, you know, I want a man who loves the Lord.
Gotcha.
So I just want to make sure you got a relationship with them and.
He's heard all my cries.
Okay. You pray every day, you
I
talk
walk
to
with
him.
the Lord. As long as he's in the midst, one or two are gathered in his name.
It is a non-negotiable that I need someone who is God-fearing, but with Maria, I don't necessarily feel like he's pouring into me. I feel a little blank with him, so I'm trying to figure out how I can work past that.
One of my non-negotiables is somebody that is definitely health conscious.
Are you healthy?
Very.
Okay.
All over. Some places you can't lose weight in, you know, unfortunately. That's God's work.
Okay,
Speaking
God's
of the Lord,
work,
you
yes.
know. But I'm mindful of what I eat, and when I do bad, I try to clean out that.
Okay.
Sea moss, burdock root, bladder rag, maca, you know, to keep certain parts of the body strong.
I don't do that. Okay.
Obviously, we probably both had a lot of family members that have died from different illnesses, and I think a lot of that probably could have been prevented had we paid more attention to our health.
Absolutely.
Me and Kira both did a good job of navigating through our non-negotiables.
Good job.
Good job, guys.
Very nice.
Yes. Oh, I was gonna give you a high five.
But I think Kira was out of her comfort zone the most with improv. And I was a little unsure as far as if she was enjoying herself at all. That's the part that worries me. Like, if you can't have a good time, you can't have fun, it's gonna probably be a struggle to have a strong connection with me.
Name a better duo, that's me plus you. Oh, you like to wear them hoops. You can get the rock like an alley-oop.
I'm very excited to see Katerina on my date with her because we still have a lot to learn about each other. So I'm definitely wanting to hear more about her non-negotiables. Like, what are you actually looking for?
How are you?
You look great.
Now I'm happy.
Good to see you again.
You too. When I spot Philip, I'm like, okay, I'm at ease because he's easy to talk to. And I'm just really excited to get to know him better and see if there's some chemistry beyond the friendship that I feel like we started.
You look very springtime-ish.
I was feeling it today. The weather is just phenomenal.
It is.
Spring is like, I'm fighting back.
About time.
Okay, winter. You know what? I didn't really get to talk to you at the hoedown.
That is correct. Tommy set us up with the task of we got to talk about our non-negotiables.
Okay.
So
let's get into it.
Yeah. So, like for me, I got out of religion, so to speak.
Same.
And went more onto spirituality, meditation.
I grew up super religious, Bible study. Oh my God, everything like Usher Gore.
Yeah.
I don't feel like any type of way about it. It's just not what works for me.
It ain't for me.
Yeah.
So-
Look at you checking boxes today, Philip. Look at you. It feels so good to know that Philip and I have the same spiritual beliefs. So him bringing it up really created a safe space for me to be myself, and I so appreciated that with Philip.
How do you feel about men with children?
I don't mind men with children. I like their children to be out of diapers. Because I feel like when they're in diapers, there's still something going on between that man and his
You think
prior.
still something going
hell
on?
yeah. Yeah, I'm finna go get the baby. Why you smell so good? You gotta get a haircut to go get the baby? Can I come too? Oh, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. But with that, I mean, it has to make sure there's no drama, open communication.
That's true. Yeah, it's good to share a lot of this information with you.
You too.
Absolutely.
I was like really unexpected, unexpected.
I think Katerina fits into my life considering my non-negotiables, which are gotta have somebody that's family-oriented and that has a deep spiritual connection. She has all these things that are top of my list. It was just a great day to get to know the woman behind the beautiful face.
Well, look who's ringing the bell. Got a bad vibe and I can tell.
So going out on a date today, trying out this new boxing studio. I thought I'd bring the girls, Unique and Kira, to do a little bit more digging, so that's what we're gonna do today.
Hey, hey.
You got the all black memo, huh?
Apparently so.
Apparently so. Ready to work out?
As ready as I'm gonna be.
I've actually taken some boxing classes. It's just been a while.
Let me take my jacket off.
Oh, we stripping already?
We gonna come out the jacket.
always question guys, why do they take women on? I think I was watching what was that? Put a Ring on It. And one of the guys brung one of the ladies, I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. One of the guys brung one of the ladies to a boxing ring, and they was just boxing. And you know, Quentin, he bringing these women to a boxing. It's just a questionable move to me. I don't know why men bring women to boxing dates. Like, I'm not sure what woman wants to box and get sweaty at the same time. Like, I don't understand these date moves. The horse and the picnic, I can understand. You know, the dinner dates, I can understand. You know, the boxing, I put it this way. I don't think women want to sweat on a date. Unless it's unless it's something pretty productive. Let's just put it that way. But you know, for the most part, I don't think a lot of women want to sweat, especially black women. They don't want to sweat on a date. Unless you're already real familiar with that woman, unless you've already, you know, consummated, so to speak, and then you can get down and dirty. But if you ain't that far yet, I just don't think it's a good idea to take a woman out where she can get all sweaty, you know, on a date. If I'm wrong, ladies, put it in the comments. Do you mind? Is this a good idea for boxing? Because I could be wrong. Some women may like it, some women may not. I don't know. Me as a man, I wouldn't do that unless she's my girl and I've already seen her real sweaty. Then we can do stuff like this. But like on getting to that point, I wouldn't do this. I'd be more on the Marvin side of things. You know what I mean? I'd be on the Phil side of things. So I probably wouldn't move this way, or maybe even the Chris side of things, where, you know, invite a chef and do stuff like that. Again, I could be wrong. Ladies, put it in the comments. Is this a good date, first date or second date or get to know you date? Do y'all mind sweating? Do you want to do something physical activities? Let me and the rest of the men know. We would really appreciate your input in the comments, because we need to know. Me, as I stand right now, I wouldn't do this. I would do some other things, but let me know what the majority of y'all think. I would really appreciate that. Let's go back in.
But Quentin is still open to getting to know me, so I'm gonna be a good sport and hit the bag.
No.
I'm excited.
Double trouble. What's going on?
Peekaboo, the party is here. Is that what we need to do?
Yeah.
Let's go. I was like, this is gonna be fun. We can kind of drill him together. So, yay.
Welcome to Ding Ding.
Thank you for having us.
I'm your coach. We're about to get this work. Let's get
Let's do it.
Elevate the back side of your body. Okay, that's it. Flip to feel it. Get out of the way of the punch on the front side. It's the boxer bounce. Every boxer has their bounce, okay? You make a fist, place that fist underneath your chin, okay?
Having these two women in the boxing studio today, they've already told me that they don't really work out. So let's see if they can keep up.
Let's go. Pop, 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 pop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up and pull, let's go. 3, 2, 1, bounce it out.
How do you feel? Proud. Good, we made it. I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kara, this chick, man, she's just hilarious to me. She is in no way a girlfriend, a mate, a wife. I should say I should say to a brother. And I look, I don't know. She's just too pretentious for me. I couldn't deal with her antics. I really couldn't. She would get very annoying to me. I could way much deal with Unique over Kira. That's just where my nerves are. Okay. I still don't think that they wanted to sweat it out at a gym. One of them is running to the bathroom. The other one is like, oof, I got through it. I just think it's a bad idea to have women sweat on a first date unless it's for a good cause. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Or a second date, whatever. But let's see what happens.
Man, this couldn't have been a better date.
You liked it a lot?
She enjoyed
I
it.
did.
Okay. What's something that you're still curious
I
about
could be
me?
wrong.
Is it really important to you to find your forever love in this process or outside of this journey and make sure that co-parenting, if you want to have kids, that is, a healthy relationship or a healthy dynamic?
Absolutely. I mean, not only co-parenting, but just any relationship that you have, I want to make sure that those are healthy relationships.
Okay.
And I want somebody who is healed from past relationships. I need you to be like, all right, I know what's good for me and what's not.
Healed is subjective.
Right.
Because I feel like in my marriage, I got a really tough background, and I'm an open book about it. And I feel like I learned quite a bit.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I got a handle on it, but depending on the situation, I'm like, oh, I'm not as far as I thought I was.
Yeah.
And so...
You're in a constant state of healing.
Yeah, it's
So-
forever growth.
Where I'm at right now is I've healed from past relationships, from family stuff, and now it's about getting into a new relationship to kind of test that out.
Okay.
I think Unique is coming from a hurt place. I know she has some healing to do. I think she wants a connection to be here, but it's gonna take a lot to get there. I don't know if I got that in me.
What did I miss out on, y'all?
Everything. No, I was playing.
I guess I should do the same. Are we getting out of here?
I am. Quentin's all yours.
Okay, I like that.
I'm beyond proud of myself for surviving this boxing class.
All right, well, I will see y'all later.
All right, have a good day.
My takeaway from this date with Quentin, I looked at it like it was less about the people who were on the date, and maybe it was something that I needed to learn about myself.
I feel like we haven't.
Yeah, and look, divorce is hard. Divorce can be very hard. It can be hard to overcome. It is a healing process. Okay. I don't think that should be used against her though. Let me put it this way. I see that she is still healing, but I don't necessarily see her moving as if it's something that's stopping her from moving forward. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it should be used against her that she's healing. Everybody is healing, whether you were married or not. Your ex, I don't care how long ago that they were with you, you're still healing from an ex, a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Does that mean you can't move on? No. Now, if you were in a marriage and you were in there for a long term, you're going to be healing. But does that mean you don't want to move forward? I think Unique actually wants to move forward with her life. I don't think that should be used against her. I'm sure Quentin got an ex and he's moving forward too. And it's not affecting him from trying to find happiness, love somewhere else. I don't think it's stopping Unique from finding that either. I don't find that that's in her way. Yes, it's a healing process, but I think what really kind of caught Quentin is when she said, "Oh, I'm not further along than what I think." But I think that that's everybody. I really do. I think that that's everybody. Maybe a anniversary will come up, right? Oh man, we would have had an anniversary if it was today. Oh, this favorite show came on for my ex. Yeah, I remember we used to watch that together. You know what I mean? Things like that can come up and make you reminisce a little bit. But Does that mean you don't want to move forward? No, it doesn't. You still want to move forward. You still want to find love. You still want to find a new experience, make new memories with a new person. And that new happiness can help you heal from your past. But as long as you're, alone, you're kind of going to be stuck into that past of that relationship. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think it was fair for Quentin to really kind of seem like use that against her, because we all healing. We all a work in progress. And I just think that Unique, I just think Unique is kind of being unfairly judged in that way, because I think she's going through something we all are going through. I'm divorced. I'm still healing. I keep it 100. I'm still healing. Now, does that mean I can't move forward? Hell no. Okay, I've moved forward already. I'm not tripping on it, but it's almost like a learning process. You learn more about yourself from your past relationships, right? So it's almost like a new awakening, and you like, oh, okay, so I learned from this situation. Now I know how to move forward in life, right? And I don't think that should be held against you. It's probably best not to even talk about exes when you're dating, because people jump to all kind of conclusions, for the most part. I don't really like to talk about exes. Like, we can talk about practically anything else but exes, because that, okay, so, and I noticed that with women, okay, so why did you and your ex, why did y'all start? I'm not talking about that. I'm about me and you right now. Well, I want to know what happened. So no, because what happened with me and her ain't no guarantee it's going to happen with me and you. And to be honest, that is specific to our situation. So don't try to use that as some kind of reference, because I did that before when I was unseasoned. My exes asked me, or I should say, some of my, like a current would ask me about an ex. I told them, and then they started looking for that. Oh, this is what your ex was talking about, and then they use it against you, right? Oh, I see what your ex seen, and I, this, that, and the third, and I'm like, first of all, I shouldn't have told you. Second of all, that ain't even me no more. And third of all, you seeing what you want to see to try to have something over my head. So that's why I don't like to talk about exes, man. Don't bring up my ex. Don't ask me what my situation with my ex is. I talk to you practically about anything else under the sun except my ex, because I ain't trying to go back there. I ain't trying to reminisce. I ain't trying to give you ammunition to hold against me or look for certain things, because that situation is not our situation. Don't ask me about that. And that's just where I stand with it. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about that in the comments too. Let's go back in.
Talked like.
Oh, we haven't. We did not get a chance to talk.
Quentin looks good. He always seems like he has a welcoming smile, but I don't get a lot of genuineness from Quentin. And I will say I'm ready to hit him with the 1-2 punch, if you know what I mean, because we need to see if this is a connection, honey, or if we're just like, you're cute and I'm cute, and we can just keep it cute. Okay, so what you see that you like, darling?
I mean, you look good.
Okay, tell me.
I ain't gonna lie. We was doing the little stretches. I had to take my time a little bit, because you was been down. I was like, oh, okay.
But I guess my biggest question for you is, I really want to know, like, your preference. Like, I don't know, you just look like the guy that would be dating white women. I mean, there's nothing wrong with white women.
Yeah.
Most of my friends are white, so I feel like I can say that. So what do you actually like? So elaborate on that for me.
Why would I be on this journey if I liked white women? I wouldn't come here. I've never dated a white woman in my life.
Really? Or
Never.
Mexicans?
I've dated Latinas.
So is that your preference? Latinos versus black?
No, I love my black woman.
Okay, just want to make sure.
My parents are black, they have black love. My grandparents are black, they have black love.
Same.
I want all the same.
That makes me feel better.
It got kind of frustrating. I don't know where this question came from about my preference. It just rubbed me the wrong way. If I'm talking about dating, I want black love. And honestly, I'm not feeling any more inclined to want to further my connection with Kira at all.
I just had to make sure that was clear.
OMG. This chick, man. She's so pretentious. Over the top. If anybody should be dating somebody white, it should be you, Kira. You're deep into that culture. I'm not knocking it, but you look like you prefer a zaddy. I'm not even sure why you're on the show. Now, do she prefer black men? She probably do. But if anybody should be Quentin should be questioning you. You shouldn't be questioning Quentin. Unless there's some kind of reverse psychology, some type of, it's just annoying to me. And I'm at a point where I'm from indifferent to starting to get into the dislike of Kira and her personality. I'm serious. Like, I don't see nothing this chick has to offer, to be honest. I see it's all superficialities, judgments of all the men. She judged Red. She judged Quentin. She judged who else was it? Marvin. She judges practically everybody. The only person she don't judge is Herbert. And I think it's because she really likes Herbert the most. Everybody else, she got a strong opinion about, and it is, to a lot of the guys, it's insulting. Why would you say that? Why would you say I date white women? Why is everybody assuming that I don't like any of the women here? That is obviously not true. If I'm Quentin, I'm not happy. I'm not happy with this. Like, her and Tequila is the ones who talking about he ain't attracted to none of the women. Now, he did say I'm not attracted to a lot of the women here, but he said that to Tequila. So you got to look at what he said to Tequila, and you got to look at how he's moving. How he's moving is he is so into Janelle right now. I'm not sure, because they're not really showing the connection with him and Lee, but I think the connection with him and Lee is strong too. To say he's not attracted to Lee, I think that's ridiculous. I think he's attracted to Lee. I think he's leading with attraction with Lee. He's leading with personality with Janelle. But Kira is, I went from liking her to being indifferent, and now I'm getting to dislike with her because I don't like how she's moving. She don't seem to have a high EQ. She's I have a nickname for her, and her nickname is the Pretentious Princess. Okay. And she thinks she's both pretentious and she thinks she's a princess. And it's just like, oh my goodness. I mean, y'all couldn't pick y'all couldn't pick a better chick than this to put on the show. I mean, she might be good for certain demographic out there, I'll put it that way, but she's not good for none of the men. She's not ready to love. She's not even close. So I'm not even sure why she was cast. You know. Anyway, let's go back in.
What's going on, son?
Look at you coming in looking like you had a hard day at the job or something.
Man, you like that sometimes. Going into the deliberation lounge, of course, man, I love when all the guys get together. I feel it's an opportunity for us to bond and learn what's going on throughout this process.
Rem Herbert in the house.
Brother Tommy,
what's going on, baby?
But the thing is, one guy's strongest connection, that's someone that another guy's not feeling. So you like, how do we navigate that when your strongest connection could be on the chopping block?
Welcome back, gentlemen. What did y'all think about my black and beautiful hoedown?
That was nice.
Them girls and them Cowboys hats did it.
Yeah. Cowboy hats and the girl?
Yeah.
Looking good. So, I told you guys at the hoedown, I wanted you to focus on your non-negotiables and determine what you truly want in a relationship. All right. I want y'all to tell me about your connections. Morier.
Yes, sir.
Let's hear it.
I rocks with some Jessica, man. It's just natural with us. Security is a very important thing for us. So I definitely think that we got a lot of understanding.
So y'all on the same page or did y'all agree?
We on the same page.
Chris.
Aries came to my home, and what was most important in the date was to talk about our ties with our parents. Her and I got a little bit emotional talking about it. That was one of the things that drew me to her because she was vulnerable as I was in the same space.
Chris.
My top would be Kira. The conversation is natural. She's most definitely somebody I want to get to know more about.
All right. Marvin.
I took Unique horseback riding.
Did she like it?
Got the first kiss, so I think so.
Oh.
Yeah. It was a really beautiful evening. We got to have a lot of great conversation, but my strongest connection is Kat. Our initial conversation didn't feel like our initial conversation, and she's amazing.
Katarina peeled back several layers, and we laugh a ton. You know, sometimes you might see maybe just kind of like a pinkish flag from a person. I ain't seen none of that.
All right, Herbert.
I invited Q, Katarina, and Janelle out for pickleball. Janelle and I have had a good connection since jump. Enjoy. Split some of the time with Q.
You got the majority of it, though.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
You pull back some good layers with Janelle?
Yeah, one of the things I like about Janelle, she's not afraid to say how she feels and what she needs and what she's requiring and what she's not getting. And I know I gotta be more intentional, and now is my opportunity to respond.
Any more connections?
Lee, we've been conversing, and she's coming into focus.
Coming out that curve.
Come around that curve.
I don't know if y'all noticed, but Quentin, he had to adjust himself in his seat because Herbert is in direct competition with this dude, and he like, oh, he done named off my second chick too. This dude is getting under my skin. First, he threw him a shot, like, oh yeah, you know, she wants to spend time with me, and he was like, well, yeah, you got more time with her, and he was like, yeah, that's gonna happen. So he keep throwing shots at Quentin. And then he mentioned Lee, and dude was just like, you could tell this brother's getting uncomfortable because Herbert is naming off all his chicks. You know, look, men got egos, okay? We got egos. We all think we the alpha of the situation. Herbert is kind of quick-witted. So he got the edge over Quentin. I guess you could say come off a little more grown man than Quentin, but Quentin don't think he's any less of a man than Herbert. Trust and believe me, and the competition is on. So it's interesting for men to watch this dynamic. It's interesting for me to watch these guys dynamic because I know, look, at the end of the day, ego is involved, and look, yo, I'm the alpha, all right? Know your role. Herbert is saying that, and Quentin is saying that, but Quentin got some work to do, okay? But if I had to put money on who's gonna win, Janelle is probably gonna be Quentin because he's moving with authority on Janelle, and Herbert is kind of becoming too cool for school for Janelle, but we'll see. Let's go.
I think it's pretty obvious. My strongest connections have been Janelle and Lee. Both of them are amazing women.
How would you describe that connection you have with Lee?
It just feels like we're together already.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your next connection?
Janelle, she is my strongest connection. Janelle is gorgeous. She has great energy, and we just have a good time.
All right. Y'all already know where I'm going now. It's time to talk to me about who you are not connecting with.
In all honesty, probably Kira the most. Just some of the conversations that we've had. Because I'm an activist, I'm heavy in my community. For me, it's important that the person that is standing next to me side by side, fighting this fight, is the person that I'm sleeping with at night. And so I think that that would probably be a tough task for her.
Kira, she rubbed me wrong with asking me if I like white women. It kind of threw me off because I didn't know where that came from. So it's a no.
Kira, our conversations are amazing, but I feel like I'm talking to my best friend. Like, she's a great individual, but not for me.
Right. Herbert? Aries. Beautiful, great personality, but doesn't want any more kids, right? So my non-negotiable, if she wanted some more kids, I'd be trying to give her some.
Expeditiously.
Christopher.
I think Aries is an amazing person, but I feel like I'll be cheating myself knowing she possibly don't want kids at all.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Philip.
Janelle, getting out of the brunch, sent her a text, her absolutely nothing. So if there's no connection, there's no connection.
Marvin.
I would have to just say, because of one of my non-negotiables, would be Unique. She's an amazing person. It's going to have to be one of those situations where we're going to be friends.
As far as Unique, I think that there's some healing that needs to be done still. She has a lot of pain and a lot of fear. Maybe because of previous relationships, she's afraid to move forward and really put herself out there.
Unique, I'm just not attracted to her. I do think she has some healing to do, but I haven't had any want to get to know her more. It just turned me off.
All right.
See, this is kind of tripping me out. Like, first of all, the first one to throw Unique under the bus was Marvin. And I felt that was a bit of a I don't know. I found that to be a little almost like he pulled the rug from up under Unique, because it seemed like he was the first to mention her and then everybody else chimed in. I'm not no big Unique fan, trust and believe, but Marvin shouldn't have been the first guy to bring Unique up. Okay? It's almost as if he was her cause for possibly going home, but a lot of stuff is not making a whole lot of sense to me. What else? Another thing that I didn't understand is that Quentin was on a double date with both Unique and Kira. He said he not attracted to her. He don't even want to get to know her. Who is setting up these dates, man? Who in the world? Like, I'm not understanding why they're setting these dates up with people who aren't interested. Like, they should have asked Quentin, are you interested in Unique? What? Why are they just setting these dates up blindly? Are they trying to give certain people airtime? It seemed like they're trying to give certain people airtime, and it seemed like the people they're giving airtime to is all the bottom people. Like, Quentin was on a date with my two bottom that I rated weeks ago. Or not, yeah, I guess you could say weeks ago. Kira, Unique, they were on my bottom. He went out when a date went on with both of them. I don't think he was interested in either one of them. Why are they setting up these dates with these non-matches? This is my frustration with RTL. Who? And then you start to ask yourself, what are we doing here? Are we really trying to get people connected, or are we just trying to go for ratings? You see what I'm saying? Like, were y'all thinking that this was going to be some kind of dramatic scene? That's why you set Quentin up with these two ladies. You know, Kira got these thoughts about you as far as you dating white women, so that'll be a great scene. Unique, she a bit of a standoffish chick. Let's set Quentin up with these two women instead of, hey Quentin, who do you connect with? Okay, we got a lot of footage of you and Janelle and Lee. I haven't even really seen Lee. I'd like to see their connection more. Only thing I seen them do is throwing axes, and that was practically it. Like, show some more Quentin and Lee on dates and stuff like that. What is this Unique? He ain't even interested in her. Again, this is one of my frustrations with RTL. What are we doing? Are we really trying to connect people, or are we just trying to get ratings? Because the success rates is showing that we're just trying to get ratings. We're not really interested in connecting people. I mean, put it in the comments if y'all agree or disagree with me. It makes for entertainment. That's for sure. But whoever's setting these dates up is a horrible matchmaker. I'm gonna just keep it real. Whoever is setting these dates up, you couldn't do a worse job. You really couldn't. Now, I'm not saying all of the dates are like that, but like Marie said right now he's rocking with Jessica. I thought you were rocking with Sierra. Okay? Y'all were talking, you went out on this last episode, you went out on the date with Sierra. I'm not seeing, it's almost as if they go on a date and then you don't hear nothing about that date anymore, that couple anymore. Everybody got different connections. What is going on? Look, I know I'm venting a little bit, y'all, but I'm just like, what in the world? The only connections that make sense is Herbert, Janelle, and I'm not even sure how Herbert is connecting with Lee. I'm not even seeing that. Is it because he's in direct competition with Quentin? Like, I haven't seen any Herbert and Lee connection. He said that's his two top. Where? I don't see that. Quentin, his is Janelle's. Like, I can understand Quentin and Janelle connection. I can understand Quentin and Lee connection. His connections make sense. Herbert's halfway makes sense. It makes sense with Janelle. It don't make sense with Lee. Chris, he said his connection, I thought his connection was Jessica, but his is Aries now. I think. How in the hell did that happen? Christopher. I forgot who his was, but I don't think it made sense to me either. I don't know, y'all. Marvin's top connection it wasn't Unique. It was who? Who was Marvin's top connection? Whoever it is, it won't make sense because I don't think they're connecting with him. It's just, what are we doing? That's my question. What are we doing?
Think y'all all know what needs to happen next? Take these ladies out and let one of them know she is just not ready to love. And remember, everything we do is with respect and intentionality.
Yes, sir.
All right. Much love, baby.
Yes, sir.
Until next time.
Yes, sir. The elimination process is very difficult, but at the end of the day, it's not a popularity contest. It's not about who's nice and who's not. I think it's about one who is truly ready to love.
Oh, man.
That was the toughest one yet.
That was tough.
Going into this date, I'm a little nervous just because I know that the men have met. Well, hello, lovely.
Smiling.
Pretty lady, how's it going?
We're kind of matching.
Yeah, we always are. We always are. How you doing? Have a seat.
I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited that it's Marie, so I can get to know him a little bit more and maybe make our connection possibly a little deeper. How you feeling?
I'm doing good as usual. You know, trying to just enjoy this Dallas weather.
I know, it would be raining the day that I actually was like, oh, let me straighten my hair. I'm like...
Long hair don't care.
The weather's gotta change, cause it can't always rain.
Going into...
Let me say, I love this soundtrack when it's raining. The weather, whatever he said, because it can't always rain. This is a dope, that was a good pick for this scene right here. So shout out to whoever edited this joint and picked that song. Dope. Let's go in.
This date tonight, it definitely feels all too familiar.
Hello.
What's going on?
Get to see you so soon.
I know, right?
I'm always happy to see Marvin, but to see him so soon, after the men have recently met with Tommy, I know something's up.
You look nice.
Thank you. You look really nice in the saddle.
Yeah, I felt comfortable, man. Like I said, I literally always used to joke and say because I'm bow leg, I look like I've been riding horses all my life, and now I'm actually riding horses, so it felt good.
How'd you enjoy the improv date?
I felt like I was out of my element, but like I love being on stage, and I could tell that you were very much in your element.
Yeah.
He was like, yes, bedside Baptist. I was like, okay.
I've been wanting to go horseback riding
Since you got here.
since I got to Texas.
Even though
She said she loved being on stage. You sure do. The whole world is your stage. You're so freaking pretentious. It's absolutely ridiculous. Stop performing. Be real. Kira, you're so shallow, sweetheart. You're so shallow. You're not a bad person, but you're so shallow and pretentious. The world is not your stage. Calm down. Be down to earth. Do you have to? I don't know, y'all. Let's just go back in, man.
I'm extremely comfortable with horses. I think the most important takeaway is continuing to step out of my comfort zone, continuing to take those leaps,
Yeah.
and be bold.
I like that energy. I like that confidence, man. That's what drew me to you in the first place.
Like it's still drawing you.
Yeah.
How you I was gonna say how you feel about it, but you gotta take a sip first.
Yeah.
So, you know, me and the fellas met with Tommy today.
Okay.
We had our little fellas powwow, and, you know, your name came up.
Good or bad?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. It was a little bit of both.
Well, you know, we had our meeting with the guys' lounge with Tommy. Some of the guys felt like you had things that still needed to be worked on as far as healing.
One of the things that was asked was, you know, like culture, like where do you stand as far as your comfortability, I guess, within that black space?
A lot of people prejudge me because I also talk very proper and I seem very, you know, prissy and dainty.
Yeah.
I mean, I have black cousins. I love black culture. But am I out here just like black power and saying those? I don't know if I'm in those spaces.
The guys deliberated, and the agreement was...
Ooh, hold on.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay. I'm just gonna keep this.
What I ultimately wanted to invite you, oh man, and don't tell me they put cheese on my burger. Oh no, that's mustard. That's mustard. So with that being said, they do feel that you are still ready to love.
Okay.
But I wanted to make sure that you also understood where the fellas are coming from. I would say.
Okay. The black culture thing to me is just disrespectful.
Yeah.
All right, we can go then. Yes, I'm good. Yes.
All right. What?
But I know who I am. So I will take this feedback, I will ponder on it, and I will see what I really need to elaborate more on as I continue on this journey.
Unique, we feel that you're not ready to love.
Okay. Heard.
This doesn't mean that you're not going to find what you're looking for. This doesn't mean
I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Oh, yeah. That's what's up, man.
I've walked this journey from day one, just being myself and being okay that whoever that self might be might not be a connection for everybody.
I love the hugs.
I'm still proud, and I think that I have healed. I know that I'm beyond ready to love. Hopefully I beat the rest of this rain.
Not right now.
Let me say this. Kira said that black thing is so disrespectful. You didn't think that when you was saying that stuff to Quentin? Oh, it's disrespectful when it boomerangs back at you, right? But you don't have no problem telling dudes, oh, you think he like white women and all this other stuff. But when that culture is boomerang back on you, oh, it's so disrespectful. Get the fuck out of here, man. I don't, excuse me, y'all. I'm just very frustrated. I don't like hypocrites. I really don't like hypocrites, hypocrisy in any kind of way. It's just, it gets under my skin. It's annoying. If you wasn't ready for those questions, then you shouldn't have been, you the one who brung all of that stuff up, all that cultural stuff. That's your doing. And then when it comes back on you, you got the nerve to be disrespected and all. Cut it out, man. Cut it out. They let Unique go. They let the wrong woman go, in my opinion. They should have let Kira go. I think Unique is more ready for love than Kira is. I think Kira got to find herself, okay? She hasn't even found herself yet. How is she going to find a man if she haven't even found herself? She is stuck. She has, how should I say this? I don't want to say identity crisis, but close to an identity crisis. Okay. With herself. She's so not ready to love. How is a man going to match up with her if she don't even know who she is yet? Now, some might say, oh, well, she know who she is. When you start spewing hypocrisies, you have a bit of an identity crisis. When you're condemning somebody for something and you're acting a certain type of way and you're disrespected when it comes back on you, to me, that's an identity crisis. Because I'm gonna tell you, she said she was the closest of all the women to a white woman because of her culture, and she got a lot of friends that's that way. But she condemns a man. Like if Quentin would have said, yeah, I dated white women, I wonder what she would have responded by. Because then she's going to be like, oh, well, you want white women, you want this, that, and the third. But all my friends are white. Okay, for me to have friends that way, that's fine. She must be that chick in her group that is the black sheep of her group, and she can't compete with her white friends. That's what I'm thinking. Kira can't compete with her white friends. Her white friends are probably way better looking than her and get all of the men. So she want to go to a black man because she probably did try to date white guys and wasn't having luck. Okay, so let me go to the brothers where I know they want a black woman because I think I have a better shot at them staying with me. Because if I take him to all my friends is going to outshine me, and I don't have no chance against my white girlfriends. So I got to make sure that he loves my brown skin. Not that I'm black power. I ain't doing it because I'm pro-black. I'm doing it so I can have a fair advantage, an unfair advantage against my white girlfriends. That's why she's doing this, y'all. I don't know if y'all know. I got Kira figured all the way out. She's insecure about being black. She hangs with white women, but she don't want no man who like white women, because that man is probably going to be more attracted to her friends than her. It's an insecurity thing. And she probably will never admit this. But I don't know. Am I right? Y'all put it in the comments. I'd be interested to know. Let's go in.
Next time on Ready to Love, I want y'all to go on dates this week and express your doubts and to lay it all out on the line.
Yo, and hey, doubt. I love when Herbert picks me up. I definitely feel like our connection has grown, but I still want to see him improve on this communication.
Birkin bags are really my thing.
She just asked me about a $50,000 purse. What if it's a rough year and I can't get you that Birkin? Do you leave or do you run away?
I guess my concern is that I don't want you to feel like you are pushing down your true desires. Because I was like, you scare me.
And there you have it from Ready to Love. I know I ran it a little bit in this episode, y'all. Sorry about that. But put it in the comments what y'all think about my assessment on all this stuff. I'm not going to hold you no more. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. I would appreciate that. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.